So this comes with Windows 10 Home. What the? Come on, let's get rid of that Windows Home. Let's get some Windows Pro. Copy and paste my code from the description. You can also get Office 2019. Just paste my code. Woof, it's Windows Pro time. Righto, tell you there, champs. Now, there's a ton of phones coming out, isn't there? I will get the iPhone at the end of the week, but right now I have the Note 10. Now, I can say already that this Note 10 Plus is a good phone. I can already tell that, and it could actually be my next phone. And yes, I said I wasn't going to buy the iPhone, but the reality is I've sold my own phone. I'm using the shitter now, and I have to buy a new phone anyway. So it's just like, shut up, go get another iPhone or try out something different. And that's why I'm trying this Note 10 Plus. As I said, I can already tell it's a really good phone, but what I like about doing these videos is because I'm in the market for a new phone, I'm doing my research, I'm going through all the phones, the pros and cons, and I'll make a video on this, I'll review this. I'll be comparing it to the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro Max, so subscribe for that. But of course, when you're weighing up what phone you're going to get, you also look at the negatives of all the phones. So I just want to go through some of the reasons why you wouldn't want to buy this phone, some of my reservations, whether or not it ends up being my phone better than the iPhone, we'll soon find out. But first thing is first, and I don't think it's a common reason why you wouldn't buy this phone, but yeah, the iPhone's coming out, right? So maybe you want to wait for the reviews for that. I don't think there's many people switching. You're either sort of one camp or the other, Android or iPhone. But if you're not a fanboy and you just want to get the best phone, wait for the reviews of that. Also, Pixel 4 is coming very soon. They've already announced it's in October the 12th, I think they're announcing it. So it's not too long until that comes out. And also the Huawei Mate 30 Pro. And the camera is like next level in those Huawei phones. And also the Google phone as well. So that's one reason you might want to wait until they come out and see how good it is. Many people are saying this is the best Android phone now, this Note 10. But I'll probably wait just a few weeks just to see what happens. Now, one of the other reasons you might not want to buy this is because of the price. Now, I got this cheap with an education discount. And even then, I go look at Gumtree and there are people selling it cheaper than the discount I already got. I seen a brand new one selling for $1,100. I see some for $1,200 on Gumtree already. It's like $1,800 here. If you want to go to JB, it's like $1,800. So you buy that. The second you walk out the store, you've already lost half the value straight away. Now with the iPhone, I paid $2,100 for the XS Max, I got $1,850 back. I paid $1,100 for the XR and I got $850 back. With the Samsung phone, it's only a few months. When you think about it, we're coming up to October. Is it that long until the next Galaxy comes out? Like it's going to be what, Feb, March or something like that? It's not that long. And if you bought this at full price, the phone has already dropped in value. And you can imagine once the next Galaxy comes out, it's even got to drop even further. Even though there's another 6 months after that until the next Note comes out, you just don't get your money back with the Samsung. What I've already noticed already is getting false touches with that, curved over edge. The edge thing, yeah, I know that thing's going to annoy me. And the fingerprint sensor, it's going to annoy me. Hasn't been great so far. Going to have to re-register or something, I don't know. And that's not just me. And I just listened to Android Central podcast and they said the same thing. The fingerprint sensor on the Note is not that good compared to others. They also said this.
If Apple finally has a competitive camera this year, I think it's going to be really interesting to see what Samsung does with the Galaxy S11.
Agreed.
Right?
Man, they've got to do something regardless.
They're so far behind now that it is not even. They're not even in the conversation.
Yeah. Not even in the conversation. Now, they review every Android phone. So basically, they're saying the Pixel and the Huawei is like on another level when it comes to cameras compared to the Samsung. So don't shoot the messenger. I never said that. They said that. But I have had the Pixel and I have had the Huawei P30. And yeah, to say that it's not even in the conversation, I'll test it out myself. But I mean, they test every Android phone. If you are an Android person, you will be able to get a better camera than this. Also, when it comes to the silicon. Now, when it comes to these Samsung devices, you can either get the Exynos or the Snapdragon. Unfortunately, here in Australia, we get the Exynos. Now, it may be tempting to just say that's third-rate silicon. But actually, when you think about it, if Apple has the best silicon, and they do by a fair bit. If the Snapdragon's the next best or equal with the Kirin 980, or actually there's a Kirin 990 now that has 5G built into the SoC, so no discrete 5G modem or co-processor to do the switching. Where would that leave the Exynos then? Fourth rate, because if they're the top three silicon, what is the Exynos? It is particularly weak with the GPU as well. And will it really make a difference? I mean, I've never thought in a phone recently that my silicon or it's like too slow. Even a Pixel I just made a video on, the 3A, has like a mediocre mid-range Snapdragon in it. That was fast enough. So will it really make a difference? Probably not, but it does irk me that we're not getting the good silicon here in Australia. Now that's about it. Actually, there was one more thing. A common theme, because I listen to all the podcasts, all the Android ones, because I can still consider myself an Android man, even though I use an iPhone. It's a long story. Don't worry about it. A common theme, especially in Android Central, which is probably my favourite Android podcast, and I have experienced this with older Samsung devices, but they still say the same thing with the new ones, that after a few months, they bog down, they get slow, the battery starts draining quicker. Is that just an Android thing? They're saying the Oxygen OS is not doing this, so maybe it's not an Android thing, maybe it's a Samsung thing. I think Pixel have had the same problem. So this is just all the thoughts I'm going through when I'm picking my phone. They're the sort of things I'm thinking are the negatives. Oh, hear it! Woo! Listen to it! So, yeah, it's interesting that that's still a thing with these Samsungs. Let me know if you've had a Samsung and if you've had slowdown after a longer period of using it. I guess I'll find out pretty soon. Going to put this phone through its paces. Oh, that display is phenomenal. I've got to say that. It's absolutely gorgeous. Make sure you sub because I will be comparing this to the latest iPhones. Catch you in the next one. Tally ho.